Doing? This is Ray, and I'm outside here at the Legislative Office Building in North Carolina. And I'm here because I'm trying to get some legislation passed. Legislation passed to deploy the disabled veterans and the disabled in overall. 1990, the ADA was passed, Americans with Disability Act, and it mandated that facilities be made accessible. It is now 2016. Back then, unemployment rate was about 2/3. Today, unemployment rate is about 2/3. Come down here, and I asked the legislators and most of the legislative aides, said, "Well, look out your office and see how many people in wheelchairs are employed." Usually, they always point to one specific individual out of all the hundreds of people who work down here in North Carolina in the legislative office building. They're usually that one person that they only point to. So it's pretty sad. In 2016 that just one person is employed up here. Continuing on the veterans, they've had their suicide rates and a lot of problems transitioning back into North Carolina. This is one of the highest veterans states in the U.S. We've got a lot of deployed people who come back, can't get a job in Fayetteville and so forth. Near the military bases, you have one of the highest rates of crime. Also, and a lot of it's being committed by the veterans. So it's pretty sad that they serve their country, come back maimed, disabled, or with post-traumatic stress and can't get a job. So the disabled legislation is to go ahead and try to get them back to work and get everybody back to work. It's nice to have a 15% tax credit, but what's the sense of having a tax credit if they hire you if you ain't getting hired? So try to do some affirmative action steps to try to decrease that. A lot of disabled veterans, what ends up happening is they played on the teams that I'm aware of, the volleyball teams and basketball teams. And when you talk to them, they go around from event to event because they can't get a job. Can't get a job, why? Because nobody wants a disabled person working for them. So it's pretty hard for them. Also, with reference to me, 2010 was the last time I worked. So I got a master's in political science. I'm a certified educated idiot. I got my degrees to prove it. But I didn't know that in 2010, I ended up with an injury. I ended up resigning my last job at Durham County Social Services. What ended up happening basically was that there was a visitor's entrance that had no steps and an employee entrance that had steps. So I asked to go ahead and use the visitor's entrance. I didn't have no steps. And they denied me because it was against policy. Well, I ended up getting hurt. And that was the last time I worked. And part of the problem is once you file a workman's comp claim and win, you get labeled as a troublemaker, and I didn't know that extra label is going to affect me so badly too. So 2010 was the last time I worked. So it's just trying to give you an overall idea of who I am, what the purpose is. The purpose is to get the veterans back into the workforce, even the playing field. What's transpiring now is not working, which is no affirmative action type steps are being made. So trying to make sure that something is done. And one vet committing suicide is one vet too many. The suicide rate among males also is higher than among females. So you go figure. There's a policy paper on ReyOAdvocacy.org, and there's a proposed legislation on ReyOAdvocacy.org. So I'm encouraging you to take a look at it and take a look and see if you are willing to sponsor and help some needy in this country and in the state of North Carolina in particular. Thank you and have a nice day.